Smiso Zwane was born on the 27th of July 1983 in Umlazi Durban and would later move to Ebonelwa in Chesterville. Smiso grew up as the only boy in the family. He started drawing at the age of 6 and started dancing when he was 8 years old and was even in a dance crew. He couldn't afford much growing up, so he designed his own clothes. Smiso had a passion for music since childhood and wrote songs from an early age, eagerly waiting for his chance. He often listened to the old school music by DJ Shadow and Ladysmith Black Mambazo, which led him to write. However, he never showed anyone what he used to write. After finishing high school, he got a scholarship and went to Vega School of Communication, studying art designing. He would later move to Johannesburg in 2006 when he was 23 years old to showcase his art designing skills. Whilst in Johannesburg, he was roommates with his friend Sanele, who he met at college, and Zamani Xolo aka Dr. Spicy, who was Sanele's brother. Smiso, Sanele and Zamani wanted to start a design studio. Their first client was Amakip Kip, which they designed their logo for them. Smiso and Zamani shared a mutual passion for art and love for music and would exchange music and often talked about music all the time. Dr. Spicy would put him on prominent hip-hop pioneers like Madlib and MF Doom, who he drew lyrical influence from. Smiso started his rapping career in 2007 at the age of 24 after hearing DJ Shadow's seminal debut album and Introducing. Smiso and Dr. Spicy would form the rap electronic duo Dirty Paraffin. In the duo, Spicy was responsible for the music production while Smiso handled the songwriting. Smiso's rap name was Shambok at the time. He switched identities on a daily basis. He wrote his first song for the character Okmalumkoolkat, which would go on to become his most popular moniker. The duo dropped an album titled The Greatest Hits Volume 1 in 2009 and the Dirty Paraffin EP in 2012. He later wrote another track called Big Booty Holic over the song Trans-Europe Express by Kraftwerk. After that, he began seriously writing songs as an artist, but unfortunately, the house where they lived was broken into and they were robbed, which led them to go hunting for regular jobs. This led to Koolkat working as a graphic designer. He worked as an intern graphic designer at the Department of Finance, which was his first job in 2007. While waiting for the permanent position, he also worked at Nike at the gallery in Melville and was also laying out the newspaper at Sunday World. The Department of Finance would later offer him a permanent position, but he turned it down because Dirty Paraffin was getting bookings from the art and indie scene, and through that, they met Travis from the London production trio called LV, and they ended up working on their album, Sebenza, which was released under Hyperdub in 2012. Okmalumkoolkat was featured on Zinhle Mbekeli's Amakamerang Shoot, which was met with positive reviews. Zinhle Mbekeli was his co-worker he met on Instagram. Zinhle was only 15 years old, schooling at Petite High, and had a great history with Okmalumkoolkat. Koolkat first made his breakthrough in the industry when he was featured in Casper Nyovest's song Kusheshe, which was a hit in 2013. The song became a huge hit and garnered various awards. Okmalumkoolkat released his first solo project, the Holy Oxygen EP, in 2014, which did well, through which he signed to Austrian label Affin Records. The EP was preceded by singles like Ntwanayam and Qi featuring Amadando, which was released a month before the EP dropped. The EP announced him as a solo artist. The following year, in 2015, he dropped the 15-track mixtape 100K Makaset, which featured contributions from Ricky Rick, Mashaya Buke, Kamamba, and more. The mixtape would win Mixtape of the Year at the 2015 SA Hip Hop Awards. In December 2016, Okmalumkoolkat released his debut album, Umlazi Durban. The album contained 17 tracks and featured contributions from aka Brasol and Shomajozi. It also had some songs off his previously released projects including Gqi featuring Amadando. The album sold well and was certified gold. In March 2017, Koolkat released the second installment of the Holy Oxygen EP. The EP was praised to be better than the first. The 4-track EP was produced by GD Rim and written by Koolkat. After a long project release drought, Koolkat released the Bhlomington EP in May 2020. The 6-track EP featured contributions from Dalez and production by Kenzie Beats, Zuki Kokdope, True Chris, and G-Star Beats. Okmalumkoolkat is one of the few South African artists that have managed to express themselves through fashion and music. His clothing line, Spova, has really done well, and he has managed to open pop-up stores in some parts of the country. Having done art-related studies at Vega, Koolkat gained invaluable knowledge of how to broaden his influences and use them to independently and collectively articulate his artistry. A fashion-forward artist such as Koolkat is bound to create his own clothing portal, and he did just that. He does it so well that his fashion actually feeds into his music. Okmalumkoolkat has definitely made a name for himself in this cutthroat industry. Who would have thought that a little boy from Umlazi would one day be one of South Africa's biggest names?